But would you say this too, is that, I'm thinking of trauma now,
Yeah.
that when we go through life at the time, there are terrible things that really are terrible. Mm-hmm. Sort of romanticize them as disrespectful and insensitive. But as time goes on and the unfolding of the story, even the traumatic, painful, hurtful things are woven in to the mystery of who you're emerging, of the person you're called to be. You know what I mean? There's a kind of a musical, kind of big picture falling together of a unity that at the time seems like chaotic or broken. And does that make sense?
You got it. I missed some of the English. They kind of.
Oh yeah. Is that when we go through life?
Yes.
Let's say what you went through. There are certain things that really are traumatizing.
Correct. Or can be.
Yes. They can be, or they are. They're destructive, and so on. And let's say we move on, and we walk our walk, and we walk through it. But it's possible that as the time goes by, when we look back, the chaotic, painful thing played its own part. Because although it was terrible, it wasn't just terrible. That we learned things about fragility or mercy or kindness.
Well, I think, one of the most important things that we can learn is that life is a combination of all that. There doesn't exist a life where traumatic experiences or things that are really tough to deal with, it don't exist. Life is a continuum of, I said in Spanish, la vida es una sucesión de problemas y soluciones. Life is a succession of problems and solutions. When you feel that everything is fine, you get a flat tire, the ticket didn't arrive, you missed the plane, or something even worse, somebody, gets in an accident. But when you're in the problem, calm down, because the solution always comes through sooner, or later, but the solution. There's only one thing that we don't know, but that I'm in coincidence with you totally, that we are eternal. So the only thing that we don't know that much is that when, that we know that we died, right? But that we are eternal too. So once you accept that life is has that dynamic, then you're ready to deal with everything, because that's part of the art of living, is being able to walk that path. And actually, everything that happens, there's a way that you can transform that through music, through art, through life, through helping others, through many things, that you can transmute any of those experiences into something positive. There's always ways to do that.
Yeah. It's also interesting how music and certain moments of life merge. You never forget them. When I was at the monastery, we chanted Compline in the dark at night, and we faced the high altar, and there was a big Gothic stained glass window there of Mary in heaven holding the Christ child. And they had a lamp put outside the window, so that when we started singing the Salve Regina, the abbot would hit the button and the dimmer switch would turn on, and we'd all be singing Salve Regina, and Mary would kind of go,
fabulous.
Yeah, like, and then at the end, Tim would go, you think, whoa, I'll never forget
Why
that.
not? Insane.
Yeah. But there's something about it that somehow touches on the truth. It's true.
Absolutely.
There's the aesthetics of the truth. Yeah. Exactly.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Beautiful story.
I want to think about composing for a minute.
Yes.
I heard a book review once in the New Yorker. Someone critiqued somebody's book. Mm-hmm. And they said, the difficulty I had with your book, I could just tell that you wrote it and it didn't write you. There was a rabbi who said this to this person. And don't you feel too, in composing, that when you try to force it, you can't, there's a way of trying to make it happen.
Yes, well.
But there's a certain way you have to let it happen.
Absolutely.
In a kind of it's paradoxical. It's like a passive activity. It's like actively waiting is a deeper kind of activity to let something happen. Would you say that?
Yes, of course. I always say that. I believe truly in a work ethic, I don't think that, you immediately, there's days, that I will come out of bed and immediately I will connect and that's that connection, you know. And there's days that you're looking and you're still looking for the big, because I think that's when when you're honest. If not, you just do it as a craft. There is another thing. I mean, there's people that do that and they're great at that, and I have also respect for that. But as an art form, I mean, for me, it's that connection with the divine, and you have to, it's like a radio that goes, and suddenly you connect, right? Yeah. And that happens, that's what I look for, what I'm searching when I sit down to write a piece of music. I mean, to do music, and I do it also because it's a way for me to be alive. I can conceive that, and now that we know more and more than everything is frequencies, everything. So music also, you can see music in a different way too, because all is music in a way.
I saw a cartoon in the New Yorker years ago. It showed someone sitting at a book agent, and they gave this manuscript to the agent to look at. It was a big, thick manuscript, and the agent is saying to the authors, he said, "We just loved your work." And they push it back. Now, she said, "Take it home and make it sing." And you can see the author going, "How do I make it sing? I thought it did sing." And so do you think, too, that there's a certain way, can you tell when something sings? You know what I mean, that it hits a certain place? Can you feel that?
I think so. And I think, in a way, when you are confronted with a good piece, an honest piece, and a quality piece and stuff, everybody recognizes that. Right. Everybody recognizes that. Some things are, tentative sometimes, but when they're there, everybody recognizes it, I feel.